It's the Brad Field Weather Podcast, underwritten by McAllen Construction Company. McAllen Construction, from the first dig to the last nail. And remember, McAllen Construction does snow removal. And by Action Carpet and Floor Covering of Simsbury, a full-service, family-run flooring company. I am Dan Lovallo. He is meteorologist Brad Field. This is a special podcast which we are producing on this Tuesday, January 26th. And Brad, the reason we are doing this podcast is as we look to on the weather map, there's a storm coming, isn't there?
That's right, Dan. We have a winter weather advisory in effect. It goes into effect early this afternoon. It's in effect all night tonight and through about mid-morning tomorrow. This is not a big storm, but it is going to produce travel problems for the evening commute tonight and perhaps the morning commute tomorrow as well. And on the weather map, it is weak low pressure coming out of Pennsylvania. And this evening, that low pressure system should be on the New York-Pennsylvania border. There'll be a secondary low pressure system off Delaware and kind of an inverted trough connecting them. So imagine kind of a dashed line in the sky from the New York-Pennsylvania border, roughly out around Binghamton, to a low off the Delaware coast. Now, this inverted trough is just sort of a wind shift line where opposing winds come together, and that causes a lift in the atmosphere, which produces some precipitation. So that is going to break out the snow, and we'll have periods of light snow and flurry activity overnight tonight. By the middle of the night, the low pressure system should be around Syracuse, with the secondary system off Atlantic City and south of Cape Cod. By daybreak tomorrow, the low should be around Albany. And by Wednesday evening, we're still looking at that inverted trough bisecting New England. So, Dan, the whole thing with this little lift in the atmosphere is even though the main burst of this snow is going to come late this afternoon and this evening, I do expect little bits of snow, in other words, flurries or occasional light snow, persisting overnight tonight and through a good part of the day tomorrow, and it could even persist into tomorrow night. But what we get from, say, midnight tonight through the entire day on Wednesday would likely be less than an inch. So we pick up most of the snow accumulation that I'll tell you about in a minute. We pick up most of that very late this afternoon through about mid-evening tonight.
Okay, so I think what we need to do then is to time out this storm hour by hour. What do you have with that?
Well, about 1 o'clock this afternoon, so in other words, just after we post this podcast, I expect snow to be breaking out in southwestern Connecticut, specifically Fairfield and New Haven counties. Chance of a random flurry elsewhere in the state. But by, I think, 4 o'clock or so this afternoon, snow should be breaking out pretty much statewide. And from that point on, 4, 5, 6, 7, I expect the heaviest of the snow, the steadiest and the heaviest of the snow. 7 o'clock this evening, it's snowing all through southern New England, and every single city and town in Connecticut getting snow by 7 o'clock this evening. 10 o'clock this evening, I think we've got snow statewide in Connecticut. It starts lessening a bit out toward the New York border. By 1 in the morning, it's snowing in the northern half of the state. Southern Connecticut, it's off and on, and it's a little flurry activity. By 4 in the morning, still snowing in northern Connecticut. Chance of a little bit of light snow and flurry activity in central and southern sections. And even tomorrow morning at 7 or so in the morning, chance of a little bit of snow or flurry activity in southern and western Connecticut. And I still think in north central and northeastern Connecticut, it's still snowing. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem for the superintendents tomorrow morning. Not that it's a big storm by any means, but you've got a few inches of snow on the ground, a little piddly snow coming down at 5, 6, 7 in the morning. So I do expect that there'll be a number of school delays again during the day tomorrow on Wednesday. Now, even as the day goes on with that inverted trough in the region, I expect a little sprinkle or a little light snizzle or light snow activity 1 o'clock tomorrow, and even some leftover very light snow on Wednesday night. So, it's kind of it'll kind of be a Currier and Ives kind of thing. Very nice snow frosting all the trees and the vegetation and so forth. But I do not expect any deep snow with this. I think we're maxing out around 4 inches, and I'll break down where that's going to be.
Okay, and we'll get to the accumulations in just a bit. I want to take a moment to talk about one of our underwriters for the Bradfield Weather Podcast, McAllen Construction of Prospect, Connecticut, a full-service construction company servicing the entire state of Connecticut for over 25 years, and that includes snowplowing. And as you have been hearing on the podcast, we are going to be, over the next 2 months, it apparently appears, in store for a lot of snow. And McAllen Construction does engage in snow removal. McAllen Construction is a woman-owned small minority business, utility construction, site work, water and sewer repairs and installation, residential and commercial building projects, and snow removal. McAllen Construction, State of Connecticut licensed and insured. On call 24/7, 365 days a year. Call McAllen Construction today, 203-758-3474, 203-758-3474, or visit them online, McAllenConstructionCT.com. McAllenConstructionCT.com. McAllen Construction, from the first dig to the last nail. Brad, couple of questions. First of all, will the snow impact this afternoon's commute?
Definitely. I think by 4 o'clock, it's snowing everywhere in the state. And all the short-fused computer models, Dan, the HRRR, which is the high-resolution rapid refresh, is what those letters stand for, the HRRR. They all seem to peak out at around 7 p.m. this evening for the maximum intensity. So the snow is ramping up at 4, 5, 6, 7. So the earlier you can commute home, the better. I think the later you commute home, the more problem you're going to have with slick travel.
Secondly, and you mentioned an inverted trough. For those of us who really don't know, what is an inverted trough?
All right. Well, you've got, we're talking about a primary low pressure system around Pennsylvania. And remember, the flow around that low is counterclockwise. Then we've got a secondary low pressure system that's developing off the coast of New Jersey and south of New England. The flow around that is counterclockwise. So you've sort of got a front connecting the two low pressure areas. And where the winds oppose each other, right at that frontal boundary, the winds come together, and obviously they cannot go into the ground. So when the winds butt up against each other, they move up through the atmosphere, causing upward motion. As the air moves up through the atmosphere, it cools. It can't hold the water vapor that it once did, and it condenses out and it forms either rain or snow. So right along that boundary where the winds come together, that's where we're looking at the snow, and that sort of that tail, sometimes we call it a tail, or that inverted trough is going to be sort of swinging through New England from southwest to north, south, kind of pivoting right through New England during the day tomorrow. So it's that wind shift line that's going to cause that little bit of light snow to continue through the day tomorrow.
Now, one of the big questions is accumulation amounts. What do you have in that area?
All right. Well, down along the Connecticut shoreline, Dan, and basically the I-95 corridor, including the larger cities such as Bridgeport and New Haven and over toward New London, I think a general 1 to 3 inch amount will play down there. Most of the shoreline gets an inch or two, but there could be some outlier that gets 3 inches of snow on the Connecticut shore. Now, along and north of Interstate 84, and I do not mean to, take that literally. If you live 1 mile south of I-84, this forecast goes for you too. So, but basically along Interstate 84, the general I-84 area, and then points north of that, I'm looking for 2 to 4 inches of snow. There can be an isolated 5-inch amount, Dan. We're talking the regular suspects, Northwest Hartford County, somewhere like East Heartland might get 5 inches of snow. North of you, north of Torrington, Dan, places like Goshen or Colebrook could end up with 4 or 5 inches of snow. And interestingly, to kind of give you the odds on the storm, the odds of getting an inch, or in other words, a solid covering on the ground, range from 53% odds in Clinton, right along the Connecticut shore, to 96% odds in Putnam. So you can see there that, pretty much a shoo-in for an inch. The odds of getting 2 inches now range from about 32% in New Haven, so maybe a 1 in 3 chance that New Haven gets 2 inches of snow. But, Dan, there's an 84% chance at your house in Torrington of getting 2 inches of snow. The odds of getting 4 inches of snow are 0 along the I-95 corridor. But they ramp up to 20% in Putnam and Windsor Locks. And in Torrington, you've got a 1 in 3 chance of getting 4 inches of snow. So I like the 2 to 4 for inland Connecticut, and I like the 1 to 3 on the Connecticut shoreline.
I want to take just a moment to talk about one of the underwriters for our Bradfield Weather Podcast, Action Carpet and Floor Covering of Simsbury, a full-service, licensed family-run flooring company serving the region. Action Carpet and Floor Covering was founded in 1993 by Kevin Blake, and Action Carpet and Floor Covering serves both residential and commercial customers, offering brand-name floor covering products in vinyl, laminate, hardwood, carpet, area rugs, and tile, plus backsplash. Action Carpet and Floor Covering installs also offers free estimates on all installations. Free quotes are offered for insurance estimates, high pressure or hot water extraction, stripping and waxing of floors, upholstery cleaning, restoration, area rug cleaning, and much, much more. Action Carpet and Floor Covering wants its customers to be beyond satisfied. They want to be considered their customers' one and only floor covering company. Call Action Carpet and Floor Covering of Simsbury today at 860-651-8406. That's 860-651-8406. Or go online at action-carpet.com. Action-carpet.com. Okay, Brad, the storm passes, although you said there's going to be some lingering, so we could get these snow flurries and even occasional snow showers after the brunt of the storm hits. But what comes next as far as we face the rest of the week and into the weekend?
Well, we've been discussing on podcasts past the polar vortex, and you will be living with it as we move through this upcoming weekend. Now, as far as the European computer model goes, the daytime highs are projected to be middle 30s today, middle 30s tomorrow, low 30s on Thursday. But here we go, Dan, mid-teens on Friday. Those are the highs. Mid-teens on Saturday. Those are the highs. Now, the Arctic air is involved, and I didn't really tell you about this on the weather map segment, so I'll kind of go back to that right now. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be caught in a wind tunnel between What goes by tonight and strengthens into a major storm in the Western Atlantic, and high pressure building in from, say, the Hudson Bay region. So we are going to get straight northerly winds down across New England. I expect very windy conditions on Friday with those temperatures in the mid-teens. I'm using the terminology for Friday's weather, ineffective sunshine. I think the sun will be out the entire day, but it won't feel warm by any stretch at all. It's going to be windy and very, very cold. Saturday morning, that high will be strung out from Hudson Bay to South Carolina. By Sunday morning, that high will be from Hudson Bay, ridging into western New England. Now, consider this, Sunday morning. With the high coming over western New England, there'll be no wind. We will have clear sky, and we will have snow cover. So you put those three things together, we've got the potential for radiational cooling. So I'm telling you about highs in the mid-teens on Friday, highs in the mid-teens on Saturday with a really brutal wind chill. Now, by Sunday morning, we could see temperatures single digits below zero in many parts of Connecticut with the radiational cooling. So we've got a little bit of the polar vortex there, Dan. We've got the Arctic cold in place Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning. Then Monday, we are going to watch a storm Sunday come out of southern Illinois. By Monday, it's complex. We've got low pressure in Ohio. We've got another setter on the South Carolina, North Carolina border. We've got another setter off Norfolk, Virginia. And then, Dan, what does this mean to you? Tuesday morning, the National Weather Service resolves that complex low pressure into one storm, and guess where it is?
Over us.
It's at 4070, the proverbial benchmark, 40 degrees north, 70 degrees west, and that is the spot that we look for our major nor'easters to come. And remember, I told you, the three things we look for is you need to have the moisture, obviously. You need to have a favorable storm track, which we've got, and we need to have the Arctic air in place, which we will have. So early next week, Monday and Tuesday, I'm seeing some signals of a major snowstorm.
Okay.
So that would go, say, anywhere from Sunday night to midday Tuesday. Somewhere in that time frame, we could have a very major snowstorm here. One of the computer models that I looked at this morning has parts of Connecticut having on the ground now on Tuesday 1 to 2 feet of snow.
Mm.
So this is kind of an amazing turnaround. We've been waiting for it to happen. I'm not guaranteeing you it will happen because Tuesday, we're still looking almost Monday, Tuesday of next week. We're still looking 6-7 days hence. But there could be something very big coming along in that Sunday night to Tuesday time frame.
Okay, and obviously we will keep everybody posted. We might even do another, not only special podcast, but another Facebook Live if anybody has any questions. So this is big news. You have been forecasting this. You said this would happen, and now here we go with this first storm hitting us sometime this afternoon. That said, Brad, to put a wrap on things, what does our forecast look like?
All right, Dan, we've got snow developing southwest to northeast across Connecticut, and all areas are snowing by 4 o'clock. So a slippery afternoon commute. The heaviest of the snow, I think, is from 5 p.m. to about 8 or 9 p.m., temperatures sliding back from the low 30s to the upper 20s as the snow envelops the state. Overnight tonight, periods of light snow and flurries overnight with temperatures in the 20s. Again, shoreline communities, most likely an inch or two. I'm officially predicting 1 to 3 inches, but I think most communities will get an inch or two. And through interior Connecticut, including the I-84 corridor and points north, 2 to 4 inches of accumulation. And again, a Colebrook or a Goshen or an East Heartland could pop a 5-inch accumulation amount. On Wednesday, we're looking for off and on flurries and sprinkles, nuisance precipitation. Temperatures in the 30s. So for the most part, I think it's wet roads. I suppose some of the highest hills, maybe over 1,000 feet, could continue with snow-covered roads. Thursday, mostly sunny and windy, 28 to 34. So not that bad on Thursday. But Friday is sunny, windy, and bitterly cold. Temperature in the teens. Saturday is sunny, high of 16 to 22 across the state. Sunday is partly sunny, temperature 25 to 30. And Monday for now we'll say chance of snow, 30 to 35. And Tuesday we will say chance of snow, 26 to 32. So all of a sudden, Dan, here it is. It is going to not only look, but it will certainly feel like the dead of winter in the next couple of days.
Well, no surprises, as you had stated earlier. That said, Brad, we'll keep our audience posted. We'll have special podcasts. Like we said, we'll do a Facebook Live. And you always like to remind people, and rightly so, visit bradfieldweather.com because you're posting updates daily on the website, correct?
Correct, and it's updated out there right now. So, hopefully good one-stop shopping, bradfieldweather.com. You get your weekly podcast, and before any storm of any significance, Dan and I come on with a storm-specific podcast. So, power outages, we've got that. Radar tracking, we've got that. So, if anybody thinks of anything else they'd like to see on there, let us know.
All right. Brad, we always thank our first responders. As you know, they're on the front lines every day, so a big thank you to our first responders, all that they do, particularly during these tough times. And to you and Sandy and our podcast audience, be well.
You be well as well, Dan. Give my best to Susan, and we will talk to you later this week, and we will have much more on the brutal cold coming in for the weekend and the potential big snowstorm early next week. But stay safe traveling later today, tonight, and early tomorrow.
You bet. The Bradfield Weather Podcast has been underwritten by Action Carpet and Floor Covering of Simsbury, a full-service family-run flooring company, and by McAllen Construction Company. From the first dig to the last nail, McAllen Construction.